Zichron Yaacov, today a Jewish town with about 25,000 inhabitants. In the area are a number of ancient sites from many periods. Faridis, today an Arab settlement with about 15,000 Muslim residents. Remains estimated by archaeologists from the Chalcolithic period from more than 5,000 years ago have been found in Faridis. Remains of a water aqueduct, vessels, and a settlement, from the days of the Talmud, from the Roman and Byzantine periods, about 2,000 years ago, were also found. And remains of buildings and coins from 700 years ago. During the Ottoman period there was a small village of Bedouin from the Arab al-Ghorniya tribe. Zichron Yaacov began as Moshava in 1882 by members of the first Aliyah from the Hovivi Zion movement from Romania, after its lands were bought from an Arab village called Zamarin, and that was its name initially. The first inhabitants were untrained and had no agricultural knowledge, and found it difficult to work on the rocky ground and ran into difficulties. Baron Hirsch offered them to move to Argentina at his expense, but they refused because they believed in Zionism. Baron Rothschild came to their aid, and changed the name of the place to Zichron Yaacov after his father James Yaakov Mayer Rothschild. The settlement began to grow, after planning, houses, a winery, a clinic, a synagogue, a school were built, and agriculture improved. And began to call the charming place, Little Paris. Relations between the baron's officials and the residents were not good. Ahad Ha'am visited the Moshava, writing, not Moshava as Zichron Yaacov, but a disgrace to Baron and his officials who created it. Everything was done by the administration by its workers and beasts and under the supervision of its officials, who grew up in this Moshava in an unbelievable way. In 1900 the administration passed to the Jewish Colonization Association. In 1903, a conference of the Eretz Israel settlement headed by Ussishkin convened in Zichron, which decided to oppose the Uganda plan at the Basel conference headed by Herzl. And the teachers' union was established. Many Arabs worked in Zichron Yaacov, some from Paradise and some from Wadi Era. They lived in the houses of the Moshava. The road from Jaffa to Haifa took 2 days, and hotels were established. During the First World War, Aaron Aronson, who had previously established an agricultural consulting firm, and operated the Neely Underground. During the riots of 1929, Rabbi Avraham Yaakov Orlansky, rabbi of Zichron Yaacov, was killed in the Hebron massacre. The residents decided that the Arab workers would not live inside the Moshava. They moved to Faridis, increased the population and continued to work in Zichron Yaacov. During the War of Independence, due to the good relations between the residents of Zichron Yaacov and Faridis, the Jews asked the Arabs to surrender and not flee. The residents of Faridis remained unharmed and were not under military rule.